might remember a video we recently did where a PhD physiologist claimed he not only knew how to get around hydration tests like those utilized in one championship, but also that he had actively helped one championship fighters trick the test in the past.
And I've been involved in helping people trick this test.
When you sweat out fluid and electrolytes. As you sweat out fluid and electrolytes, your blood becomes more concentrated. So a greater amount of electrolytes per unit of blood. Now the thing is, when you rehydrate, if you rehydrate with distilled water to make it even less things inside it, you put the fluid back in, but not the electrolytes. So then the concentration of your blood really plummets. And the kidneys actually think you're overhydrated and they start emptying urine out. It will then filter out more clear urine and you'll pass the test.
Well, while most of those who watched that video understood this concept, a few doubted the reality of his claims. And considering no fighter who fights for the promotion would be interested in getting potentially fired for showing us exactly how they trick a hydration test, Dr. Barley chose to take this responsibility upon himself. Yes, that's right, he's going to do a weight cut himself and demonstrate exactly how to fool a hydration test. In order to do this though, it was very important to stress his reasons why he wants to show you how to trick the test in the first place.
Hi, I'm Barley. I'm a lecturer at Edith Cowan University, and this is my PhD student, Colin Doherty. Hello. But the reason we're here today is there's been a lot of conversation around hydration testing, in particular how that hydration testing might be used for weight cutting in combat sports. Now, one of the things I've been public about is the fact that these tests are relatively easy to trick. And the reason I do this is not because I want to encourage people to cheat. That is not the goal even slightly. But the point is that a large amount of people are already doing this. This is not something that I invented. I didn't come up with this. This has been done for a long time. This is done in the college wrestling system long before I showed up on the scene. But ultimately, the tricks that I'm about to do pose a serious risk to people's health, as it involves messing around with your electrolyte balances. So we point this out so that we can understand that these are not a viable solution, and ultimately it's probably in the best interest of fighter safety to remove these tests entirely and try other methods to manage weight cutting. All right, let's do it.
I agree.
So the key takeaway is he feels hydration tests pose fighter safety issues. Got it. Now on to the methods. We're gonna start with perhaps my favorite standalone clip ever.
All right, time to go get some pee.
A few moments later.
Oh, we got it. It's like luminous yellow.
So his next step is to use the refractometer. You might remember this instrument from the last video. This refractometer is something similar to what one championship uses to test urine. Anything above the number 1.025 is considered dehydrated by one championship standards.
So what Colin will do is shake up the urine nice. And then place a small sample of it into the refractometer and look through it. Okay, so urine's there. Slowly closes it and then looks through.
1.015.
I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to see it. 1.015, so relatively hydrated.
And as expected before the weight cut, the test shows him as being hydrated and well under that limit, so let's move on to the more grueling part.
So we're just about to start. So I already took my body weight, which was
85.8.
85.8. So what I'm going to do is we'll work at what's 5%.
So Oliver has to get down to 81.51. So that is 4.3 kilos.
For my fellow American friends, 85.5 kilos is about 190 pounds, and he's going to be cutting about 10 pounds worth of weight, which is 5% of his total body weight. Theoretically, totally unable to pass a hydration test. But this is where the trick comes in. You might remember that there were two methods that he proposed for tricking hydration tests. One was to drink essentially pure or distilled water before a weight cut so that his bladder fills up with water, so that all that pure water means his urine will look more hydrated when it's time for the test. And 2, the other option is to cut just a little bit too much, so you would drink a bit of pure water after the weight cut, and this would allegedly fool the test as well. In this case, he's going to try a bit of both. He'll drink some pure water before and after, so that the 10 pounds of water weight lost and obviously being severely dehydrated will go unnoticed by the test. He's decided to do both here as a bit of overkill, just so he could be as sure as a fighter would be before a fight.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to drink, before I start, a litre. So I've already peed, as you would have seen when I did the urine test. I'm going to drink now a litre of water. I'm going to take that in a single go. What that will do, I'm going to try. I'll get it before I go in. One take.
Not a chance. Well done. That was pretty good.
I just can't even hold up.
Wow, Aussies can drink like fish, can't they? Anyhow, into the sauna next. Right here, they're showing us the exact conditions of the sauna. 39.8 degrees Celsius is about 104 degrees Fahrenheit, so yeah, really hot. And the humidity is set to about 90%, so it's gonna be real thick and sticky in there. And he'll be in the sauna for 3 hours to cut the 10 pounds. Here, his assistant will explain a bit more.
So Oliver's going to sit in that for 3 hours. We're probably going to take him out after 30 minutes and give him 5-minute rest, and then we'll put him in for 5 more sessions. And yeah, that's going to be it. So we lost 1.1 kilos in the first 30 minutes.
Feel good, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, not too bad.
Just finished session 2.
1 hour. Not too bad. Now's where it gets way worse.
So he's going to take a 5-minute break. We're going to get his weight. And then for round 3. Ollie's just coming out here now from session 3.
Oh,
How was session 3, Ollie?
oh,
Feeling it?
yeah, a little bit.
But the man struggles on in the name of science.
Look, it's an important thing to demonstrate. Put my body on the line for science. And for how much I love fight sports.
Round 4, Dr. Barley. How are we doing?
Fine. You know what makes it like partially worse? It's I need to pee so bad. I'm like holding the pee from the start.
Is it worse than the weight cut?
Oh, nah. It's a minor annoyance.
Yeah.
So you've got to be asking yourself at this point, why is he doing this? Why go through all of the agony? Fighters do this all the time, but they at least have tens of thousands of dollars to gain at a minimum when they do this so that they can fight on fight night. Dr. Barley has no monetary incentive here. Well, it was just before his last 30-minute sauna session that I think Dr. Barley really hit home with his intentions for the weight cut and the whole demonstration.
This is not smart. I'm not doing this to be able to say, hey, this is what people should do. No, this is what people are doing. And there's a big difference between the two. And to be honest, necking that water before, and when I take a bit of the water mid-next round, that increases my chances of something going wrong. I'm messing with my electrolyte levels, and I'm at risk of hyponatremia. Like, it's a serious problem. But ultimately, this is what people are doing. And ultimately, if no one's going to go on record that's doing it, then the most effective way for me to show everyone is to do it. And hopefully inform a couple of people along the way.
He knows people are already doing this, with or without him. People that have zero connection to him, and they will continue to do so. And I should point out that he mentioned the word hyponatremia there and how this could be a serious health risk. And I think it's really important to emphasize that if a fighter does a drastic enough weight cut, essentially the balance of water to electrolytes in his or a fighter's system can be thrown off to such an extent, and that's the real danger of hydration tests in his professional assessment. People can die doing this. But from here, it was down to the final steps.
I'm just giving Oliver 400 mils of water as he is in the environmental heat chamber.
So what I'm going to do is, just to make sure there's a little bit of water turnover at the end, make sure the urine is nice and clear.
And after all that, here's the critical moment. Does he pass the test?
Ollie's just coming out here now from the last session. So the last 30 minutes, 3 hours in.
3 hours, maybe. Oi, lads. Look at that. This is the after one. It actually looks a bit clearer than it was before. Let's see what the USG does. Moment of truth. Oh, that's so much clearer looking at you.
It's not clear.
That's ridiculous. Let's see. .013. Oh, alright, let's have a look. Yeah. Well, I got more hydrated according to this urine test after 3 hours in 40 degrees and 80% humidity. Yeah, okay. Sure. Can't be tricked.
So yeah, just to make this absolutely clear, he cut 10 pounds of water weight and according to the test was more hydrated than he was for his initial test before he cut any water. Wow. It's honestly hard to listen to him here because you can just hear it in his voice, the extreme dehydration. But in summary, this is what he had to say.
Look, ultimately, just to repeat, I didn't do this. I didn't do this because weight cutting is awesome. That's not my goal or my desire. The reason I did this is because massive amounts of people are already doing this. This is representative of the field. And the urine test is doing absolutely nothing to trick it in the college system or in this system or in any other system. So I'm delirious from dehydration. So, but the fact is I've had to manipulate my fluids to trick that test, which is unsafe. And I'm willing to take that risk, but what's the point? It's not going to reduce the weight cutting, but it's not going to make fighters safer. If anything, it's more dangerous. The chances of someone dying, not many people die during weight cuts. They are bad. But someone is more likely to die from a weight cut if they're trying to trick a urine test at the same time. So people are already doing this. We absolutely, it needs, as a matter of urgency, all urine testing needs to be removed from weight category sports. Absolutely.
And guys, before I go, I want to give a quick shout out to Oliver Barley. I've got his links in the description. He's done an incredible job and a really selfless thing here by going through and doing this himself. Thanks guys, and we'll see you on the next video.